Ford Endeavour generated quite a fan following when it was launched in India over 10 years ago. It was big, brash, and really quite American. It was, however, a little rough around the edges. And, a few years later, when the Toyota Fortuner was introduced, it didn't stand a chance, frankly. But this is an all-new model. In the rest of the Asia-Pacific region, it's known as the Everest, but Ford wasn't able to trademark that name in India, so it'll continue to be called the Endeavour when it's launched at the Auto Expo next year, if not even slightly sooner, perhaps in January 2016. The first thing that strikes you when you set eyes on the new Endeavour is that it looks really good. And you can be sure that it's still as imposing as its predecessor. The trapezoidal grille that makes up the Ford family face finds its way onto this butch SUV, and it's actually quite nicely executed in this avatar. In profile, it's a bit more sedate but still adequately muscular with bulging wheel arches and large wheels. The front fender also proudly states which engine and gearbox you have under the hood. The number of gears, of course, is a constant, since both the manual and automatic versions come with 6-speed transmissions. We only got to sample the automatic, which is Ford's 6R80 box that's shared with the F-Series range of trucks. Don't forget, the F-150 pickup is the best-selling vehicle in the United States. So it doesn't come as a surprise that the gearbox responds quite well. Moreover, the Ford engineers tell us that the transmission will learn your driving habits within an hour of you being behind the wheel, and then adapt the way it shifts to suit your driving style. Unfortunately, you didn't get quite that much uninterrupted time in the car, so I can't confirm their claim. Suffice to say that the gearbox was quick to respond when shifting manually in sport mode. In fact, I would even have liked paddles behind the steering wheel to change gears. Now, before you think that I've gone completely bonkers demanding steering-mounted paddles on a machine that weighs 2 tons, has a ladder frame chassis, and a solid rear axle, remember that this is a Ford, and Fords are known for their impressive driving dynamics. So, while the previous Endeavour may have been an anomaly in that respect, this one more than makes up for it. The driving position is spot on, despite the fact that the steering wheel is only height adjustable, and doesn't adjust for reach. The wheel itself is a nice sporty 3-spoke wheel that feels great to hold. Plus, it has buttons for every possible application you can think of. The instrument cluster consists of an analog speedometer with 2 TFT screens on either side. One displays the entertainment options, mirroring the 8-inch touchscreen on the center console, while the other provides useful information such as fuel, temperature, mileage, etc. It also provides very useful off-road information, such as angle of roll, pitch, and even the amount the front wheels are turned, much like a Land Rover would in fact. And the similarities to a brand that Ford once owned don't end there. Ford's terrain management system is strikingly similar to Land Rover's terrain response system. The Ford system provides various modes, which themselves are very similar to what you would find on a Range Rover, for instance, normal, snow, mud, grass, sand, and rock. The 4-wheel Endeavour also comes with hill descent control, hill launch assist, an active transfer case with a low-range gearbox, and an electronically locking rear differential. It also has a ride height of 225 mm, a wading depth of 800 mm, approach and departure angles of 29 degrees and a ramp over angle of 21 degrees. So, if there's serious off-roading on your agenda, then the Endeavour will serve you very well indeed. Ford had charted out an off-road trail in the foothills just above the paddy fields of Chiang Rai in northern Thailand to give us a taste of just what the Endeavour is capable of. I suppose it would have been a challenge for lesser SUVs. The Endeavour, however, didn't even break a sweat. On occasion, it showed off its suspension articulation. But, from within the cabin, you wouldn't have known it because it felt completely composed and supremely serene. The standout characteristic of the Endeavour, however, is the ride quality. Even fitted with 20-inch wheels, the 2.2-liter engine comes with 18-inch rims. The Endeavour comfortably dismisses potholes in its wake. Even in the rear seat, it has none of that shake, rattle and roll that you'd expect in a ladder frame SUV, and that you get in a Fortuner for instance. Handling and driving dynamics is something that we didn't quite get to test to the fullest, but initial impressions are quite good. The electronic power steering is impressive. At parking speeds it's light, while on the move it weighs up nicely, and it's progressive and direct. Body roll is well controlled and the Endeavour goes exactly where you point it. In fact, it feels like a monocoque from behind the wheel, which is a good thing. On the whole, this is an extremely refined and highly capable full-size SUV.